Welcome back, everyone, to We've Lost a Step, episode 16. After the big move for Ethan back to the East Coast a couple days ago. How are you feeling? How'd it go? I'm sure your last week was a whirlwind. Tell me about it.
Episode 16. Do we know any famous athletes that are number 16 right off the top of your head?
Um, Max Domi.
Oh, good one.
Dome Star.
Dome Star. That could be he could be a villain in the movie Dome Star.
Yeah, he seems like he fits into Star Wars.
Yeah, he wears he definitely wears like a totally tinted visor in
No,
the
half his
movie.
face is burnt and the other
Oh,
half is a mask.
so
Yeah.
he's Two-Face?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, so he's just Two-Face with a different name?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, well.
We've rebranded.
Remember in The Dark Knight when the Joker was in the room with Harvey Dent, who was
Yeah, in the
Two-Face?
hospital.
And Harvey Dent pretended like he couldn't tell who the Joker was, even though the Joker had all the face paint on. Like that's got to be kind of a top five. Like, dude, you're a dumb. It was kind of like a silly scene.
They're based on like comics though. Like, are
I
people
know.
smart in comics? Good movie
Well,
though. One of the
they've
best
made
movies
they've made a
ever
lot of
made.
money.
They did.
Dark Knight's got to be a top five, top 10 movie all time,
Yeah,
depending on genre and ranking and all that. Okay, wicked tangent there, huh?
yeah.
But the move was fine. 7.5 hours of packing on Friday into a 9.5 hour drive. Get in about 2:15 in the morning Friday night, turn around, leave at 10 a.m. in Massachusetts at 4 o'clock on Saturday. But we're here. We made it. We're slowly getting settled back into Boston, so that's good. Back to our forever home, I think, and it's good. But I'm whipped. I'm sore everywhere. I got bruises. I got bruises on the insides of my biceps, like I just showed you. Just very random. That's such a random, and
Carrying boxes.
there's multiple there, like just very random spots to have bruises. But shout out to Zach. Shout out to Bill. They were a great help yesterday when we finally got our stuff into kind of the storage area. And yeah, other than that, my weekend wasn't really a weekend. It was a moving, active weekend. I did like 18,000 steps on Friday,
Oof.
16,000 steps on Sunday. So the dogs actually put up pretty good. The dogs weren't barking too bad, but the rest, my back and my shoulders are really sore.
Yeah, you got a heating pad? You should lay on it. It would
It,
feel
I
good.
think I put it in my nightstand bag, which is it's in a different town right now. So
Yeah, I'm
it
not
is
very
what it
good
is.
when I pack of labeling the boxes of what's actually in them. So when I unpack, when I move, it's like, oh, that's where that's located. Wow. I put my toiletries like with my desk stuff. That doesn't make any sense. But
Yeah, but I think you always reach a certain point in the pack where you just say, fuck it. This is
yeah,
going in this box. I'll find it when I need it or when I unpack. And for me, at least all of our stuff is in another location. I know where it is. So if I absolutely cannot find something, I just know that I have to use a couple hours one day to go there and go through all the boxes and find it.
if
So
it's needed, though, it makes you question if you really need things.
it makes me question, yeah. And then if I don't really need it, why did I pack it?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, not necessarily. But that's what I say about clothes, too. I'm like, if I haven't looked for it in probably 6 months, it's probably time to get rid of it.
6 months. I think I have a pair of pants that I just continue to carry around just in case I lose that 10 pounds and then they're going to fit perfect. I've had them for 2 years.
That's how I have for jeans. I'm like, I think if I go down a size, these will fit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think it'll happen soon. Somehow, some way it'll happen.
It's not like 10 pounds takes a week. 10 pounds takes like 2.5 months. So,
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm glad the
how
move
have
went
you
well.
been? What did you do this weekend?
Well, I was in Boston as well, and you guys were in Boston. We were in the
Oh,
same place, but
yes, we were. We were.
we did not run into each other
Nope.
at all.
Nope.
But it was good. Yeah, the last week, I'm glad your move is a quarter of the way over, halfway
We're
over.
probably like 90% of the way done.
Well, you still got to like move to the Cape and then like move out of the Cape.
Yeah, but I'm counting those as two separate moves. I don't think
Okay,
those all count in the same move.
that's fair. That's a good mindset to have. My week was good. I was in Boston. Like I said, I was visiting two of my friends, and we went to the Quinn 92 concert on Friday night at the new venue at Fenway, for those who are familiar. It was really nice. The concert was really good. It was like the third or second of his concert, I think, and now he's already canceling shows because he lost his voice. So clearly the Boston shows were too
Wow.
fun, way too much
Wow.
fun. But it was good. And then Saturday, did a bunch of apartment tours as an adult and really like took advantage of my time.
Yeah.
Went to the North End, went to improv, which was really, really good. It was very funny. It's probably the funniest I've seen going there multiple times.
What did they improv about?
So many different things. It was good because they didn't do like sketches. They just did like
Oh.
taking stuff from the crowd the whole time. So they did like
Hmm.
send the boys out of the room and give them phrases and they have to like guess what they acted out and the guys have to like guess what the random ass phrase was and
Oh.
all different scenarios. They like ask people about their life and then would try to like create an improv skit of what they think their life is like. So it was good. And it was really fun. Went to North End for dinner. Didn't get my cannoli, my famous
Ah, yes,
cannoli.
that's right.
I don't even want to say the name because that's not the name of it anymore, and I can't remember the name.
They changed the name.
It's a new owner, but it's same spot, same cannoli. I don't
It's
know.
not
They're
called it's not called gelateria any
gelateria, gelat,
gelateria.
gelateria. I don't know.
Tomato, tomato.
I'm not Italian. I have no idea.
Me
No,
neither.
it's not. It has a different name, same spot though, and the line was super long. So that means people have
Ah,
caught on, which is not. I'm not a fan of. It
nope. No,
was really
no.
fun. Took the train back Sunday afternoon. It
No,
was really
any katanas on the train?
no katanas.
That's
No, it was
good.
sold
That's
out though,
good.
so I had someone sitting next to me the whole time,
Ooh. Were
which is
they
fine.
smelly? Were they
No, they
smelly?
weren't smelly, but it was like
Were they
whatever.
weird?
I mean, they didn't talk to me.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, you know how sometimes when you travel and you sit on the plane and then you maybe get maybe someone who's a little buzzed, maybe someone who just is lonely and wants to talk. I've had that happen a few times recently, and I just, I don't want to engage with the person that is seated next to me most of the time.
Maybe you look more welcoming than I do. I don't usually get a lot of
Well,
chatters. I
I think,
usually am on the train, headphones already in, even if nothing's playing. I'm already giving the
and
I
they're
don't want to
on
like chat.
and they're on full silence mode, so you can't hear anything
Yeah, like I'm
anyway.
not trying to chit chat, but watch the games on the train, which is nice. There's Wi-Fi, so that was good. And yeah, now working and back to
Yep,
Boston on Friday.
yep. Let's go, baby. Just
Should have
another one.
stayed. I'm going to become an
Should have.
Amtrak loyalty member at this point.
If they have rewards, you probably should join.
I know, gosh. But yeah, so speaking of watching the games, we got to do a quick
Yep, quick.
NHL playoff breakdown. Not a lot of sports going on, honestly. So we're going to do a couple different things in this episode, talk about some other topics outside of sports because we do other things other
And
than watch sports.
people are probably saying like, "Oh, thank God, I could use a break."
Yeah, I mean, maybe they like it,
Us
Ethan.
too. Us
Yeah,
too.
us too. Yeah, there's not really much going on at all.
It's
But
just really the hockey playoffs.
playoffs and then the lottery was 30
Yes.
minutes ago,
Yes.
actually. I was the only one who watched, clearly.
Yep. You
And
kept us informed.
I think it's rigged. I sent like 10 texts until someone finally acknowledged me.
I acknowledged you.
Yes, and we can talk about it, but we should probably talk about playoff breakdown right now. We got to give a shout out to Naked Cat because Naked Cat, if they win the cup, I think I gotta go to the parade. Like
I think,
I'm
yeah,
their biggest fan at this moment.
yeah, you are. I'm convinced that I'm the ultimate jinx. I'm just straight up convinced that if any team I root for that plays the Florida Panthers, they're just gonna get their asses whooped by the Florida Panthers. And you know what? I actually don't feel that bad about saying I was gonna root for the Toronto Maple Leafs because I truly did think it was going to be cool if Toronto kind of made it into the comp. It would just be a cool story for Toronto. A
Why
Canadian
do
team
you
had,
care how Toronto feels?
I actually don't care. I
So
it's
why is it cool?
if you would let me get to my point,
No, because your
then
point's stupid.
my point is going to end with Canadian tears unless the Edmonton Oilers win the Stanley Cup. So
I'm
that,
okay with that though.
I'm completely okay if Edmonton wins the cup. McDavid 100% deserves a championship. And Leon Draisaitl, guess what the playoff record is for goals scored?
12, 15.
19.
Okay, what's
He
he at?
has he has 13 in 8 games. So, with that being said, if they make he might break the record just in the second round. He might break the record in 2 of 4 rounds, and they could still potentially lose to Vegas. That would be absolutely wild, especially considering like I think it was set maybe in the 70s or 80s when the goalies played with like soccer shin guards on their
Yeah,
legs
and
instead of the
standing.
pad and standing instead of the pads that they wear now. So that would be pretty impressive. But like you said, the Naked Cats, the Florida Panthers, they're up 3 games to none on the Maple Leaf Boys, the Maple Syrup Criers. So it's very interesting The East is, I don't know. The Carolina Hurricanes look like they should beat New Jersey, but then they gave up 8 goals yesterday. And then your boys, the Dallas Stars, they gave
I
up
don't want to
seven
talk
goals.
about it.
They gave up 7 goals last night. Miro Heiskanen took a puck right in the face, but apparently he was on the ice today. So,
They said that they just didn't put him back in because it was like 5-1 or six
I
to one
mean,
already.
it's probably a fair, probably a good use of not, probably a good use of not playing him, right?
Just an embarrassing effort, really. You don't want to talk about it. If
We've
you get a
seen a
touchdown scored on you, you
we've
deserve a
I
fine,
agree. Ooh, how much
100 grand
per player?
per goal,
Ooh, so seven
starting
hundred.
at the touchdown.
Oh, I was like, damn, it's getting pricey early.
So 700K. Carolina owes 800K to
Yeah,
someone. I don't know who the other team.
not not to Bettman.
They should have to pay the other team.
What does it go into like their end of year party fund?
It
That'd,
should
that'd be a
send them to
wild party.
send them to the Bahamas with that fund. They deserve it.
That would be wild. So
Yeah.
the NHL playoffs are going on. The NBA playoffs are also happening. The Celtics and 76ers, I believe, are tied at 2 games apiece. The Celtics unfortunately lost yesterday in overtime. So it was a cool game to watch just solely because it went to overtime. But it was kind of weird. Jason Tatum, who is one of the better players across the league, he didn't even score a point in the first half. So
Wow.
that
They're
was
actually playing
pretty.
defense.
Yeah, I think so. And I think they were kind of locking him down. And James Harden, he's really good.
He is really good. I know everyone kind of craps on him all the time for not
Yeah.
being good, but he's good. Yeah.
The one
I,
thing, have you seen his beard?
well, yeah, it's big.
It's
He's known as the beard, isn't that his
how
nickname?
does he eat food? Because it basically covers his mouth.
It probably gets in his beard.
Ugh, that's
That's
gross.
gross.
That's all
Yeah.
I could think about when I saw him on TV yesterday was how does this guy eat food? Unless it's all through a straw or
It's like
something.
the girls in the basketball who have big ponytails, and it's like, how do you run around with that? It's the same. How do you
Yeah.
play with
Yep.
that beard and
Yep.
eat and drink? Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so NHL playoffs in the second round. It's the series are all good, but there's all these games that are like super high scoring one way, and then the
Yeah.
next game super high scoring the next. So really interesting. Vegas and Edmonton's already 1-1.
Oh, is
15
it?
minutes.
I haven't
There's
been watching
15
it.
minutes left. It's kind of crazy in the first. So they're coming out hot. But
But
yeah, so
again, that game you won't be able to watch the end of it.
no, I'll be asleep. It's a
Yeah.
school night.
It's a school night.
It is a school night. I mean, everyone that I toured this weekend thought I was a student, so I might as well go along
Yeah, screw it.
with the theme. Yeah. But yeah, so the lottery also happened tonight. That'll be more impact, obviously, on next season. But for all the teams that are not currently in the playoffs, I'm just flabbergasted. I don't understand how it works. I need to like Google how this thing works. I'm pretty sure my company is the
Yes.
company that is the one that runs it, which I don't
Yep.
understand what that means that they do. But
I think they maintain the sanctity, so no cheating, no rigging.
I'm gonna have to contact someone in my company
Yeah,
because
you will.
I think it's rigged. I was watching and every single up to the top three. After that, there was one change. Everything was the same order that they came in. Has that ever happened? Like I was so confused. They just kept ripping off the names that
Yeah,
were
I mean it
already.
yeah.
What do they pick them out of a hat? Like how does it work? I don't
It's
understand.
all it's all percentage based. So the Chicago Blackhawks had the highest. Well, no, I guess they
No, the
didn't.
Anaheim Ducks
Okay,
did.
so the Ducks had the most balls in the thing. If you've ever seen like the lottery balls, right?
Yeah, it's like bingo.
Yeah, yeah. Similar to bingo, but they blow the air and they bounce around and then one of them sticks in the hole, right? So it's all based on probabilities and percent chance to get the first pick. But if you're outside of, I believe it's the top 8, you can only move up.
Top 11.
Okay,
You can
so if
only
you're
move
out,
up 10 spots.
okay, so if you're outside the top 11, you can only move up 10 spots. So the Buffalo Sabres were 13th. They could have moved up to number 3. It sounds like they didn't.
No, they stayed at 13.
That's an unfortunate. That's not a great draft pick spot.
Well, it's one of the deeper drafts of the prospects, so it's actually like it could hit. You never know.
Right. But the NHL needed Connor Bedard to be in
East Coast.
some sort of central East Coast time. If he goes to the West Coast, I mean, no one's going to watch him. You can't market him, anything like that. In Chicago, he'll get good marketing, kind of, but the Blackhawks are pretty bad. So we'll see. I don't know.
I think it's
He
rigged.
it probably is.
So like does the when they're picking the 16 number ball, right? That's the first one. Anaheim, do they take away all of theirs other than like one to make sure they don't have 16 and then start to add more in as it goes up?
Well, if it's rigged, then yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense because if they're spinning all the same number,
So so they've never televised the actual selection process.
that's that
They on
is
they only show you the envelopes.
that's bullshit. Because it doesn't
But
make sense. Like if you all have, so let's say Anaheim has, there's 100 balls, right?
yeah.
Anaheim has 25.
Hmm.
Okay. And then I don't, let's say Detroit wasn't the number 16, but let's say it's Detroit. Detroit's 16, so they have one. And they're picking number 16 first, right? They're wheeling the thing around. There's a greater chance they're number 16, or do they pick the number one first and then go down?
So I don't know that, but I'm pretty sure that if you have the highest probability to get the first pick, you can't fall to 16, right? So I think that the furthest that Chicago could have fallen was I think you can only fall to 3 if you have the highest chance to get the first pick. There's a lot of different kind of scenarios that allow these teams that tank to have the highest probability to that have the highest probability to pick a good player.
Hmm.
So we'll see. He's going to be a good NHLer. It's going to take him 3 or 4 years to kind of put up good numbers, in my opinion. Who knows? Maybe he'll come out and have 100 points next year. But he's not that big. He's like 5'9".
Yep.
So it'll be fun to watch him progress. But the Blackhawks are going to be so bad that it's going to be hard for him to succeed in a losing organization.
Yeah, I and another reason why I think it's rigged is they were choosing between Anaheim and Chicago, and Chicago needs a rebrand, and I'm sure the NHL's on board for that little rebrand.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just thinking when that person's picking the ball out of the little spinner, seems like it's likely that it was picked purposely, but I'm sure it's not. Whatever. Anyway, should we move on to our other topics now since we have some
Yep.
other topics? So we're gonna do, as I have said multiple times, things to watch. I never know. I like to have lots of shows rotating in
Yeah,
my
you watch a lot.
yeah, to watch four at a time or so, just because you know what mood you're in of like what you want to
That's,
watch.
that's fair.
So we wanted to talk about some good shows and movies we've watched recently or are wanting to watch. I see there's some that say not on one of the names,
Just one. There's just one that I'm gonna recommend you don't watch.
which could be up to the eye of the beholder,
Yep.
obviously. But
And
let's
I
dive
have
in.
yeah, let's dive in.
You put the list, so you start.
Okay, so for those of the listeners that watch anything on Netflix, the first thing that came to mind, because this was probably the most recent Netflix show that I've watched, was The Night Agent. Fantastic show about kind of a CIA. Was it CIA? He was in this movie.
FBI.
FBI officer working in the White House uncovered a conspiracy, tracked it throughout the White House. Very, very interesting show. If I didn't start that at like 8 p.m. on a Tuesday, I think I would have tried to watch the whole
Yep.
season in one sitting. So highly recommend The Night Agent. And I think you watched it too, right?
Yeah, I think I watched it in 2 days. I'm a huge fan of a government conspiracy show.
Same,
That
same.
is right up my alley. I applied to work at the FBI multiple times, so I'm all in for a government conspiracy
You wanted to
show.
uncover those conspiracies.
Yeah, that's why I think maybe that's why they didn't hire me. They knew I would dig my nose into things. But really good. And on that topic, I also you have shows I want to watch. I've watched The Diplomat.
Okay.
Kind of not a similar vibe to The Night Agent, but government ambassador to the UK after some things go down in the UK. The US sends someone over to like calm things down. And it's just about kind of that conspiracy as well of why they like put her there on purpose and why they need her
Ooh.
to fix the problem going on in the UK as well as like within the United States government. It's really good. I highly recommend if you like government shows as well. And I don't know if this is a government show, but you have White House Plumbers, and I've never heard of this or what it's on. So
So
please tell me.
that is on HBO Max. It's a new limited series that just came out, I believe, like a week or so ago, all about the the folks that uncovered the Watergate scandal. So this was back in the late
Oh,
70s. And I don't remember the name of the actors, but it's two fairly well-known actors that are the two main characters. And I don't know, like you said, anything that's government related is it's always super interesting just because the federal government is a wild thing, right? Like everything that goes on in the world that we never find out about, it's so fascinating to me. Like the things that occur and we as the general public will never find out about
yeah.
them. So it's really interesting to just watch those types of shows. But then I'm also a bit of a history nerd. So I really just like learning about World War II, anything that was kind of scandal related within the government
You
that they
are?
then that they then make TV shows about. Yeah, I am.
Oh, wow. I'm learning things
Yeah.
about you.
history is history is one of my like kind of uh what's the phrase, guilty pleasures. I like
Oh,
I I really like to learn about history. So on that note, like a movie, Argo with Ben Affleck. So if you've never seen Argo, that's about getting the, I believe, five hostages out of a Middle Eastern country. I think that occurred in the late 70s. Fantastic movie, and Ben Affleck was really good in that. And then another really good show that's on Amazon Prime, government adjacent kind of, is Jack Ryan.
yeah.
And it's based on the series of books,
Yep.
but really, really good show as well.
That is a show though that I like to classify my shows as shows you can be on your phone, shows you cannot.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Very good point.
Jack Ryan, you can't. You got to pay
No,
attention.
you have to pay attention.
But it's really good. Like it's not something
Yeah.
that if you want to
Yeah.
sit down and watch a show,
Hmm.
Jack Ryan is a great show. As well as there's a new same kind of line as Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime as well. It's called Citadel.
Haven't started that yet,
You
but
should
it's on the
start it.
list.
Yeah, there's only maybe there's 3 episodes out now. They're kind of doing the
The limited release.
non-binge,
Yeah.
yeah, limited release, and it's really good. It's like about this world spy group that works like outside of government powers to make sure everything, like if there's any issues, they kind of take care of it before it becomes a problem. Really interesting. I definitely highly recommend starting that if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, which most everyone does,
Most people
really.
do, except for our one friend, Vanessa doesn't have Amazon Prime.
What?
Yep. So next time you see her,
So when
be
she
sure
orders from Amazon, she waits like an
she
actual amount of time.
she doesn't order from Amazon.
What does she order on?
I don't know.
What if she
But
needs vitamins?
I think she goes to CVS.
That seems not efficient.
You can talk to her about it this weekend because she's going to be here.
I'm gonna have to because that's crazy.
So
I order everything on Amazon.
so so do we. So when we found out, it was rather puzzling. But hey, she's doing just fine, so it's all good. She buys
Sure.
her books on Amazon, and that's it.
Wow, like the old days when
Yep.
Amazon
Yep.
started.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly.
But yeah,
But in you go ahead. Sorry.
off the government track.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Let's have them stop listening to us talk.
Yes. Off the government track, another movie that I went to the theater to go see. I don't know what it'll be streaming on once it's streaming or like if it's already released on something, probably like an HBO Max or something, is Air, which is about how Nike signed Michael Jordan and created the whole Jordan line. And it's cool because it doesn't center around Michael Jordan at all. He's not in the movie. It's the actor who plays him as like a young teenager at the time or a teenager at the time. You see the back of his head like twice. Like you
Oh, no
never, he
way.
doesn't speak, nothing. And really, really good. I think it's Matt Damon. Is
And
that
Ben Affleck, right?
and Ben Affleck? Yeah, he Ben Affleck's what's his name? Knight, Phil Knight,
Oh,
and
okay.
really good. Highly recommend. I'm a big movie goer. I recommend going to the movies, getting a big popcorn, a big Diet
Yes.
Coke.
Yes.
Worth every minute and every dollar of going to
Yep.
see that movie. But it's very interesting if you like sports and like the history behind kind of the whole change in athlete promotion dynamics. It's really cool.
Yeah, that is definitely something that's top of my list to see as soon as I can get to the movies. And realistically, I won't be able to watch that movie till August, but that's okay, just due to everything that's going on. But have to absolutely second the fact that the big ass popcorn, and you eat like 80% of it before the movie even starts,
I know.
because
I like hold it in my hand
you
and like
just
tell
hammer
myself,
it.
don't take a
Right.
piece of popcorn. Because then once you start with one, then you're like, just one more,
Do they
just
still
one
do
more.
free refills on large popcorns?
I don't know. I don't ever leave the theater once I'm
Oh,
I can't
So
eat a large popcorn by myself. Well, I could.
story story time. I did that. I don't know. We went to the movies. I guess this was probably pre-COVID, and we hammered a large popcorn. And I went down like 15 minutes into the movie and got a second popcorn.
15 minutes into the
I
movie?
think we were there 20 minutes before the start time or 15 minutes before the start time. And then the previews, which by the way, the previews in a movie are they're just primo. I love that little like 10 to
Yeah.
12 minute stretch of all these upcoming movies because you basically get a glimpse into the movie on the big screen. I'm a huge trailer guy. I can get lost on YouTube and watch trailers forever. Speaking of which, there's a new Hunger Games movie coming out and it looks really good.
It's like
And
the
it's
prequel.
and
Yeah.
it's all about kind of how President Snow got to be so messed up and hate people so much. So that's going to be very interesting.
I agree. It looks really good. All the things
Yes.
I've seen on trailers and TikToks of like
Yes.
previews. Really good. Some of these shows on this list I have not seen, but I have seen Welcome to Wrexham. Again, another sports show. It's on Hulu.
Yeah, but
And
it's
if,
much more about like the personalities
yeah,
behind
like
the
if you
sport.
don't know the story behind the Wrexham Football Club, Ryan Reynolds and Ryan McElhaney bought
Rob
Rob,
McElhenney.
sorry, not the Ryans, Ryan and Rob bought this Wrexham Football Club. It's like they have the oldest stadium I think in the
Yes.
entire world. Like
Yep.
very
No,
like
in English football.
oh
In
in
English
English
football.
football. Okay, and they stunk. They haven't been
Awful.
able to kind of progress out of the whatever league they're in. So they bought them and have revamped their entire organization. And they actually just got promoted this season. So it ended up working out. Really good show, though. And it follows like the players and the owners. Really cool. Highly recommend.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm about halfway through the first season. I'm looking forward to season 2 so we can see him get promoted. Couple more things. Now, I wrote not Firefly Lane. Firefly Lane is a show on Netflix. We watched the first season. We started season 2. I was like, okay, the first season was actually really, really good. A lot happened. The storyline was good. They built the characters really well. It was good. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure show-ish. It's rom-commy drama, kind of a dramedy with some romance stuff involved. So guilty pleasure. Season 2, awful. Turned it off in the middle of episode 3. So I don't
Wow.
recommend Firefly Lane. And we both were like, there, this show isn't going anywhere. So I don't know. We'll see. A couple other things just quickly on Netflix. Drink Masters, which you told me to watch, was a actually very entertaining show. Now that's a show you can be on your phone for.
Yes, that is a phone show if you're looking for a
And
phone
then
show.
and then Full Swing, which we briefly discussed a few episodes ago, follows the 2022 season on the PGA Tour. It just gives you an inside look into some of the players' personalities. Also, a phone show, just something to throw on in the background. If you can't find something to watch, it is entertaining because some of these guys are like pretty decent. I'll call them celebrities, right? Air
Yep.
quote them. Brooks Koepka, Rory McIlroy makes an appearance. So just guys like that. And then two other HBO shows, Succession, which is in its final season, season 4. The writing is just unbelievably good. It's so good. And then The Wire is one of the older shows on HBO, but it's widely considered one of the best shows that HBO has ever made. And that's 5 seasons and it follows some different characters through the Baltimore Police Department.
Oh,
And it follows some drug dealers and gang members. So it's kind of the intertwining of how they all interact with one another. Super interesting and just a really good show.
interesting. I've never seen The Wire. It probably
It's
was
it's it's
on.
worth it's worth a binge. It's worth a binge.
I did
So
start Succession though, because everyone's obsessed with it.
nice,
So I'm in season
nice.
one, almost done with season
Okay.
one, and gonna be
Season
able to.
2 is really good. I mean, it's the writing is just really good, and the humor is extremely dry, and I find it funny.
Yeah, no, I like them, and the characters are all very interesting
Yeah.
humans. Yeah, but yeah, all good shows, things to watch if you haven't watched. Good phone shows, good non-phone shows. We're always looking for new
Yep.
TV. I mean, in the summer you probably watch less, but always looking for more.
Yep.
But should we move to our last little
Yes. We're
segment?
gonna do our little animated character draft. So I'll let you set the stage.
So what we're gonna do is primarily focus on Pixar animated characters to be specific. We're going to draft 5 characters each for a 3v3 basketball tournament that they would hypothetically play in. We each have the same list that we will be pulling from. And the person who gets the first overall pick, we're going to play rock, paper, scissors right now.
Okay,
No
let's go.
cheating.
Let's
So
go. How can you cheat?
rock, paper, scissors, and then go.
Okay. Rock,
Okay.
paper, scissors, shoot, as they say.
Yes, but some people
Put
do it
your
on
hand up by
scissors.
the screen.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I'm up 1-0.
Shit. No, we're just going. You
Oh, I
win.
win. Oh,
One
wonderful.
and done.
Okay, I get the first pick. All right. So with the first pick of the Pixar animated 3-on-3 basketball league draft, Ethan takes. Are we picking coaches too?
No. We're the
Ooh,
coach.
okay. So my strategy got a little messed up, but that's okay.
Why do you
Um,
care about a coach? It's 3v3 basketball tournament.
I'm taking Dash from The Incredibles.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. All the Incredibles are strong picks.
Yep,
Are you keeping track?
I can. Yeah, I can.
My first overall pick for the 2023 3v3 PIXAR draft for my winning team is Sully from Monsters Inc. We need
Ooh,
a big
see,
man. We need a big
see,
man under the net.
I was gonna take Sully. I did a little pre-scout. I was gonna take Sully, but he's a little soft. So I think that with my second pick, I'm building around the Incredibles, Mr. Incredible.
What are you gonna have a family team?
Nope, but
That's lame.
I think Mr. Incredible is a solid second pick, and he's gonna just bully Sully underneath the basket.
I just don't think that's accurate in any way. But you know what? Teach their own. We all have our own building formats. We all have our own strategies. I, for my second pick, I'm not as prepared. I'm scrolling through this list right now.
That's okay.
A lot of cars.
Yep.
Hmm.
But I think you can pick the characters from Cars, like if they were actual athletes, like if they had legs.
Well, no shit, Ethan.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm going to pick Elastigirl from Mr. Incredibles.
Oh, nice. Elastigirl.
I need some hands up at the hoop. She can dunk it from the whole court. So I got a shooter and I got a big man. That's my top two right now.
I think that's a really solid pick because I bet you that kind of nullifies Mr. Incredible because Elastigirl is his wife.
Exactly. He's not going to want to beat her.
That's what I'm saying. So, oh damn, that really. I can't just take all the Incredibles,
No,
but
that's bullshit.
I will say that I find a lot of the characters from Toy Story somewhat useless in a basketball game because they're all kind of like floppy doppy all over the place.
You don't want Slinky the dog?
No, but you know who I am going to take? Mr. Potato Head, because that guy gets shit done. So he's going to be the court general.
Who said he gets shit done?
That's my impression of him from the Toy Story movies.
All right,
He
Sully's gonna
he has
knock his arms out of his
he has
body.
he has a loud voice and he gets things done.
Sully's gonna say GTFO and just knock all his body parts off and
That's
kick him in
fine.
the stands.
Wow, that Sully, I don't think Sully's actually that mean, so we'll see.
I'm the coach. I know what Sully's intangibles are.
Oh, intangibles are important.
For my third pick, I'm going to take Anger from Inside Out.
I was gonna take anger.
You were gonna call me the B word. You held it in.
You
You held it
I
in.
was gonna take anger.
I need a little fire in my team. Okay.
Damn. Oh,
Yeah.
that's such a good pick. Now
Thank
I'm
you.
upset. I'm a little angered.
I'm a little angered.
Now no one I can't have any other emotions on my team. It'll be like you can't pick joy, sadness, or fear. Can't pick disgust.
Why not?
Could pick Bing Bong. What
Bing
about
bong.
what about Russell from Up? Like, is he a quality pick? Probably
No,
not.
not at all. He's like the sweetest little boy
You
ever.
know who else I'm taking? I'm taking Woody because Woody and Mr. Potato Head have some chemistry.
I think your team's gonna get their ass whooped. Just putting that out there.
I'm picking like little pods of chemistry.
For my fourth pick, I'm going to take Lightning McQueen from
Ooh,
Cars. I need a little speed off the bench. Need a little
speed
speed.
off the bench.
Drive the
Nice.
drive the lane. Just saying. Maybe I'll distract with his smile too.
Oh, he's gonna flash the brights at him.
Yes.
All right, all right. Let's see. With my fifth and final pick, I have to make a quality a
Yeah, your
quality
team's not
bench
looking good right
decision.
now, so you better
Listen, my team is
pick it up.
looking just fine. I can't pick Guido from Cars, even though he would be a great bench. He'd be a great bench guy. He keep everyone nice and loose.
You got to play everyone in this league, Ethan. We're not
Oh,
just
everyone has to play.
well, it's
It's
3v3. You got to make some subs.
it's like little league. I'm taking Frozone from The Incredibles because he's got the special powers. And guess what? If he freezes everyone on the court, that's free points, baby.
It's a good last pick. Too bad he's your bench guy. He's your locker room guy.
Yeah, but he needs to stay rested to use his special powers.
Okay. My
Yeah.
last pick. I'm taking a shooter. I need a Steph Curry on my team. I'm gonna go with Eve from Wally.
Never saw Wally, so I trust your
You're missing out.
intuition. I trust your intuition on that one. All
You're
right,
good.
so I've got Dash, Mr. Incredible, Mr. Potato Head as the court general, Woody and Frozone. You have Sully, Elastigirl, Anger, Lightning McQueen, and Eve from Wally. That wraps that up. I really like the draft idea. So next week we'll have to do a different draft.
We'll do a different draft. We'll come up with different things. Let us know what we should draft. Telling you I'm the winner, and we can sound off and tell
Yeah,
me that I'm
sound
the
off in
winner.
the comments.
But with that being said, we'll come up with some more draft ideas, some other things to talk about other than sports so we can try new things. But hope everyone has a great week. I will see you this weekend,
See you
Ethan.
Friday, baby.
See you Friday.
Woo!
Woo!